This is Feel Better with Lauren. I'm Lauren. Today, video 9 in the series of 12 over 14, where I try to get you to do a video almost every single day for 2 weeks, because I think if you get into that habit, you will feel better. Something that keeps on coming up for me is trying to get this habit reinforced. It's this commitment. I made a commitment to myself. I made a commitment to you. And it's not nothing that I'm doing. I know that. Like, I got to light it and shoot it and think of the video, what it is, and then publish it and then do a little bit of social media around it. And I'm getting better at that, but it's not nothing. But the exercises themselves make me feel better. And I didn't make up this stuff. I fell into it. Maybe you've fallen into it as well. I'm just a delivery system for these ideas that are, thousands of years old. It's not my brilliance. I just don't understand why something that makes you feel so good and doesn't take time, doesn't take money, is so hard to keep doing. Because I do feel better when I get my body, my brain, and my breath all in line. I do. Like, it is 100% true. And it's just something to think about. I'm glad that you're here. Let's keep on feeling better together. So give me a follow on YouTube. Tell all your friends. Tell the whole bunch. Video 9 today. Thanks for joining us. The idea of these videos is to expose you to a whole bunch of different elements that are involved in yoga. How it can energize you, how it can make you feel better, it can make you sleep better, all those different things. Today is going to be a little bit stronger. My hope is what happens is that you go and find videos on the site or elsewhere or at your local yoga studio, and you realize what a good thing this is. Today, we're going to do a little bit of pushing away. I want to warm up my wrists pretty well because we'll be on our hands, but it's not going to be that long. So let's just start at the back of our mat, and I just want to stretch out things. Stretch out my back a little bit. This sort of seated forward fold is always is a real good. It opens your hips if you can sit cross-legged, and it opens up your back. Before we do that, same as we always do, we'll get rid of some of the standing air in our lungs. We breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth and replenish all that oxygen. So in through your nose and all the way out. In through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. So the rest of the time, let's just breathe in and out through our nose with that restrained breathing, ujjayi breathing, like you're fogging up a mirror with your mouth closed, and everything goes in and out through your mouth. When you inhale, you can create some space. When you exhale, you relax into that space. We're also going to be using our breath to sort of guide us through some of the stronger bits of this. I may fall in this, that's okay. I maybe push myself just a little bit. So if we inhale, lift your hands all the way to the sky, get some space in your spine. So inhale and exhale, fall over in front of you. And let your spine expand. And with each breath in, you might fall a little bit further to the mat. And inhale, sit up, and we'll just switch legs. You can see, like, by the end of those 3 or 4 breaths, my elbows are pretty much touching the floor. So again, with our legs crossed the other way, hands over your head, stretch up, and then inhale, and fall forward on an exhale. And inhale. Push yourself up. It's amazing to me how much even that little move can help. Let's roll over our knees. We're going to stretch out our feet a little bit longer than we do. So you can sometimes want to just make sure your toes are set up straight. Sorry. And just push back on your toes until you feel a nice, good, strong sensation. Your hips are on your heels or close to it. And stretch your arms out. And just sort of push back into your feet. Now, your finger is pointing to the top of the mat on a bit of that stretch. And you're going to push forward and let your hips drop, stay on your toes, and stretch out in a sort of cobra position here. And then back to that same sort of child's pose. And inhale, we'll go forward again. You kind of got to go slowly and smoothly. Keep your butt flexed. Stay on your toes. Don't put you don't want to scrunch your shoulders up. And inhale, go back. After this, we're going to go from that sort of cobra position-ish up into a plank after that. So we're going to inhale forward to that sort of cobra. And then we're going to raise up our hips into a plank. Still on our toes, push the ground away, separate your shoulder blades, and then back to that kneeling position again and stretch out your feet. And we're going to go one step further this time. So inhale to that cobra, and then to plank, and then to downward dog this time. Nice straight line. I gotta bend my legs. You may not have to. And then to your knees again. Push back. Inhale up to that cobra. And then to that plank. Then to downward dog. And then back onto your knees. And we'll just run through that once more. So inhale the cobra. To plank. To downward dog. I'll stay there for 1 second. Now we're going to, from here, do a three-legged dog. So right leg to the sky, nice and straight. Bend over your leg. Open that up onto our toe, under our left foot, and we're going to bring our knee towards our left armpit, and we're going to stick that foot through for a starfish. And your hand goes down. You go through a plank, and then we're going to go a side plank. with our right hand in the sky. If you wanted to, you could lift your right leg up. And then you're going to go to Wild Thing, drop your right leg behind, and kick up your hips. And then back to plank. Back to downward dog. Drop your knees again. Stretch out your feet. And we're going to do the other side. So inhale forward to a cobra. And then to plank. And then to downward dog. Three-legged dog, your left leg to the sky. And then bend over your leg. Open up your hips. Stay squared to the mat. Up on your right foot. Your left knee goes towards your right armpit. Then put your foot through. We do starfish on that side. You're on the blades of your feet. And back to plank. And side plank on the right side. Your left arm to the sky. I won't be raising my left leg, but I will put it behind me for a Wild Thing. Kick those hips up to the sky. And then back to the plank. And again, stretch out your feet. Now, this time, stay on your toes. And we'll go into a tabletop and just sort of move through a few things here. So tabletop, your knees below your hips, your wrists below your shoulders. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Just sort of take a second to get control of your breath. And then we'll do a little cat-cow. So cow, drop your belly, your butt into the air, your head into the air. And cat, tuck your hips, put your head to the ground. And we're just going to move through that. So cow, inhale. Cat, exhale. And then lift your knees off the ground. And hold that. And drop them. And then cow, inhale. Cat, exhale. And then lift your knees off the ground. And then cow, inhale. Cat, exhale. And lift your knees off the mat. Then cow, inhale. Cat, exhale. And lift your knees off the mat. Now here, let's go to a downward dog for just a second. And walk ourselves up to a forward fold. Get my knee in line. Bend Bend your knees if you'd like to get down low, and then straighten your legs. Then inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. And then exhale to downward dog. Get yourself in line, and then let's walk to the front of the mat and do a forward fold that way. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Then plant your hands. Walk back to a downward dog. And then walk back to a forward fold at the back of your mat. Then inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to a forward fold. And then walk forward one last time to a downward dog. And then walk to the top of the mat for one last time to a forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then down to a squat. Take a second here. Get yourself in line. Let your hips reposition. Back as nice and straight as you can. You're not clenched up anywhere. And the next thing we're going to go here is we're going to stand up on our next inhale. Hands above our head. Slowly, slowly. I'll pull up my pants. Our hands behind our back and our hips out. And inhale. Back to that prayer position. Up to the sky, and then we're going to sink down to that squat. Again, take a second. Like we're moving through these positions a little quicker, maybe for you. But you still want to be as sort of precise and controlled as you are. And if you get out of sync, then just sort of get yourself into position rather than throwing yourself across. Let's reach behind. Our feet facing forward, our hands facing forward. We're going to do a reverse tabletop. Right up, push out of your heels, and push your pelvis up as high as it can go. And push your chest up as high as it can go. You're going to have your head hanging back. I like having my head up. One last breath in. And sit your hips by your heels. Sink as far as you can on your elbows. Inhale, chest to the sky. Exhale as deep as you can, that's comfortable. Inhale, exhale. One last time. Inhale, exhale, and inhale. Reach your hands as far forward as they can to get that extra stretch. Open up your knees so that when you come back, you can grab your feet and we'll roll back into happy baby. Oh, I gotta. And be sort of as relaxed as you can here. You can move side to side a little bit and just massage your back. Now we'll do this supine butterfly. So you want to touch the top of your feet together while you're holding on to them. And just pull them into your hips as far as is comfortable. Again, my head's not clamped up or anything. Nothing's really flexed. We're just stretching sort of gently. And as you inhale, you might find that your knees fall open a little bit more easy. And now we're going to squeeze our knees to our chest a little extra. And then let's put our knees over for just a gentle supine twist over to the right. Relax into that. There's really no strain here. You can look over your left shoulder, that's great, but you don't even have to. Sometimes I find like if I relax into this, suddenly my back stops resisting without me trying, and it just sort of falls open. Last breath in. Let's bring your knees to your chest again. And then let your knees fall over to the left side. And just fall over looking to your right. One more breath in. Bring your knees to your chest. Feet flat on the ground. Windshield your knees for a second, just to make sure that we're not trying to lock anything up. We're just trying to stretch and engage things. Let them come to a rest. Put your hands behind your heels and push up into a bridge pose. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath. You're not straining your neck. You've got space and you're relaxed. And you are pushing out. Feel it in your quads and you're digging in with your feet. And up on your toes. Hands above your head. Slowly come down flat on the floor, so each one vertebrae at a time. Let your knees follow to your chest. And then put your feet out to the two corners of your space. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath into this corpse's pose. And take a minute and just check in with your body. See if that was the right thing for you. And if you can take as long as you can here, just take a few moments, let your breathing go back to normal. Let yourself sort of just feel how you're feeling. And we'll see you in the next video. Feel better. Always talk to your healthcare professional before starting a new regime. If you experience pain, discomfort, or dizziness, slow down or stop. These videos will become easier each day, but if it doesn't feel right today, go slower or move to another video. Listen to your body.